We are going for maximum chaos, baby, because today we are talking about Jesper Wallstedt, Philip Gustafsson, and Brady Tkachuk? Ottawa Senators captain? Brady Tkachuk? Why exactly are we diving into the Minnesota Wild, Jesper Wallstedt, the goalie, and Brady Tkachuk? Well, it's because of what Bruce Guerin, noted Ottawa Senators beat reporter and pretty in-the-know person when it comes to the Senators and what's going on with their team. He went out there and posted on the Ottawa Citizen last week regarding Jesper Wallstedt. GM of the Minnesota Wild, Bill Guerin, will want a huge return if the Wild trade Wallstedt away. The belief is that the Wild would want Ottawa captain Brady Tkachuk as part of a package for Wallstedt. Now this is absolutely fun, because I love to talk about the idea of trading away young goaltenders, that in which, by the way, were super good, and who were technically rookies this season, who went out there and posted .916 save percentage numbers and became the top-tier starter for their teams in the playoffs at 23 years old. I love talking about trading these guys away and getting distressed assets coming back in return. Distressed assets that we all know are talented players. You know, as much as we like to dog on Brady Tkachuk, oh, he had 0 points in 4 games. Him and Timmy Stu suck. The Ottawa Senators got their top players playing well. They might have actually won a game because it was that close. But Brady Tkachuk, at the end of the day, is a very valuable player. And we understand that there is a lot that he brings as a captain, as a leader with a very big asterisk beside leader. I mean, maybe it's weird or kind of confrontational to call Brady Tkachuk a questionable leader, but the leadership style that he displays in Ottawa is very different from the regular Sidney Crosby type leadership that you would see define NHL teams of yesteryear. You think about the Dowdies, you think about the Taveses, you think about the Crosbys. Brady Tkachuk is a different kind of leader, and whether or not that leadership is actually coming through in a market like Ottawa, we understand that when Brady Tkachuk gets on the microphone and starts speaking to the crowd, they all get hyped up. There's a lot that this guy says and does that has a lot of fans, of course. But when it comes to Brady and whether or not he himself is feeling the love right now, that is an entire other conversation, and there have already been ideas floating around as to whether or not Brady could want out, whether or not Brady could head over to a team like the Minnesota Wild. This was a video that we made, a month ago? We had insiders going out there and saying that, hey, a Brady Tkachuk or an Austin Matthews trade will happen because Bill Guerin is just so gosh darn aggressive and he wants to make his team better. There is this eagerness to keep Quinn Hughes because that guy has his American buddies that he played on Team USA with, and bringing them over to Minnesota will help him stay. And Brady Tkachuk is one of his best friends. That sounds like a pretty good idea, right? But the way that Bruce Guerin writes about it in the Ottawa Citizen, it's like, hey, they're treating Jesper Wallstedt as the top-tier piece that is being moved around in a trade, and not the Ottawa Senators captain Brady Tkachuk. Now, let's get into the entire why about this. Jesper Wallstedt is 23 years old. As we said, he was a rookie this year in the National Hockey League. He hadn't fulfilled the rookie year requirements in the NHL in any season prior to. So the fact that he had a .916 save percentage, had 4 shutouts in 35 games as a 23-year-old is absolutely bananas. He became the full-time starter in Minnesota, had 10 games and a .909 save percentage. That's not bad, honestly, for a guy who started as a playoff guy. Sure, he kind of got lit up against Colorado a bit, but he did take the starting job away from Filip Gustavsson, a guy that did present a level of frustration in the media with the fact that he was not playing. Gustavsson, of course, he had a .914 save percentage last year, but then he had a .904 save percentage this year. He got one game of action in the playoffs for Minnesota. He posted up an .818, not great. Last year he was much better with a .914. But Filip Gustavsson, at 27 years old, finally worked his way up to being a starter. He's making a decent amount of money, $6.8 million a year till the end of 2031. By all accounts, Gustavsson should be a starter caliber goalie. But all of a sudden, this young rookie comes in and he's taken the starting role. So you can argue that a goalie can be moved. And I would probably wager a bet that Filip Gustavsson is not going back over to the Ottawa Senators anytime soon. Jesper Wallstedt, if the Sens want to really fortify their goaltending, this guy could be a much better target. And I say that fully knowing that Linus Ullmark in Ottawa actually had a really good playoff run. But that playoff run was 4 games long, man. Yes, he had a .932 save percentage. That's ridiculously good for a guy that lost all the games. But Ullmark was inconsistent as all hell in the regular season, posting up an .891 save percentage in 49 total games, 3 shutouts, 28, 12, and 8. Ullmark was one of the biggest issues that the Sens had in the regular season. So I can understand if Bruce Garriock is writing on behalf of the Ottawa Senators management team that wants to go out there and start talking about, hey, we can maybe make a trade here. We can try to get a guy to help us out in net. But, if we got to go out there and trade Brady Tkachuk, maybe that's something that's not worth thinking about. Who knows? Maybe the Ottawa Senators feel some sort of an inkling to move on from all the narratives that surround Brady Tkachuk from this season and the Olympics and whatnot, and they're using the Wallstedt idea as an out. Or maybe Bruce Garriock is genuinely hearing from Ottawa Senators people that, in order for us to get Wallstedt, the Wild want Brady Tkachuk. So put this out into the media so all the fans will react and say how ridiculous it is to potentially get the Minnesota Wild to lower their asking price in Wallstedt. Who really knows? There are a number of ways you can attack this, but I want you to let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. How do you feel about the trade price being revealed for Jesper Wallstedt? Brady Tkachuk to Minnesota? Jesper Wallstedt to Ottawa? What do you think about Filip Gustavsson's place in all of this? If there is a Brady Tkachuk trade that makes more sense to you, let me know in the comments section. I would assume that Filip Gustavsson is not going to be in that, but still, if there are any other ideas that do not involve Wallstedt, or maybe even Ottawa Senators Wallstedt trades that don't involve Brady Tkachuk, the floor is yours. Let me know in the comments all your opinions. I hope you enjoyed this video. Roll 99, and bye.